Today we are going to be making a cute snowman sun catcher using gallery glass. Hello, I am Katie, the Crafty Blog Stalker, and if you're new to my videos, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming craft tutorial videos. I've got the supplies that we're going to be using laid out on the table. I have a 10-inch gallery glass blank that already has the chain, and that is going to be the base of our sun catcher. And then for the gallery glass, I'm going to be using the liquid leading, and then I've got 8 colors to fill in with. I've also got this stencil that I designed that I will also make available for you to download as well. So check the blog post or the description of this video for that link. So here is our acrylic base. It does have like a little protective liner on it. So we want to peel that off, and this will be on both sides. Now I'm going to bring in my stencil, and I'm just going to add a little bit of tape to it just to help it stick to the back of my, my blank surface. I'm going to take off the chains, and then I'm going to center my blank canvas on my little pattern. So my blank canvas is stuck to my pattern. The first step is the liquid leading. Now this is the solid black outline that you're going to use to then fill in between the black outlines. And there's a couple different ways that you can do this. You can put it directly onto your blank canvas and just simply trace that design behind it. Or you can create lines. And I did this on a very thin acrylic sheet. And I put the acrylic sheet on top of a piece of notebook paper to help me see those lines. And then you can just peel those off and apply them onto your blank canvas. Now the reason I went with this method is because the liquid leading, you do need to let it dry for 8 hours before you start filling in. And using this method with the lines, I can put them onto my canvas and then immediately fill in. So I thought this would be a little bit better for the time constraint of this video. So I've got my lines, and I've also got this little board that I'm going to use to cut on. And then I have my craft knife. I'm going to take this little scraper tool and get one of those lines started, and then just simply peel up. And you'll see how the very end of that line got really thin, so I'm just going to cut that off. And I'm going to move from the outside in. So I'm just going to start sticking that to my blank canvas. And the best thing I love about using this line method is if you mess up, you can just pull it up and reapply. So you don't have to worry about messing up too much. Now that our outside is done, we can kind of peek underneath to see how it's looking, and it's looking so good. And now we can start tracing our snowman. All right, I've got all of my design traced with those lines. And for my dots, I just pre-planned, and when I was doing my lines, I also made a couple dots. So that's how I got the dots on there. So now we can remove our pattern from the back and take a look, see how it looks. And that is how he looks from the front. Oh my gosh, so cute. Now there's a couple little areas that I'm just gonna fix really quick. And I should have mentioned, I've been using this little tool set that you can get. It's a Gallery Glass branded tool set. And that is what I have been using to help apply those lines. So I'm gonna fix those little spots just by stretching those lines a little bit. And then pressing them down good. I've got my outline all finished and I love how that looks. It is super cute. So now I am ready to start filling in. And I've got my bottles upside down here just to help eliminate any air bubbles. So first we're going to use amber, and that is for the straw on our broom. Now I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just going to put some in there. And then I'm going to use this little combing tool to just kind of even out that color. And I want it all the way up to that black outlined edge. And then this color is going to dry transparent, so you'll be able to see through it. And I want that to be about as even as I can get it. And of course this is the back side, so it's okay if the back side's a little bit messy. You just want to make sure that you are keeping that color just right where you want it. You don't want to color outside of the lines. And then of course you can turn it over to see how it's looking on the other side. I'm going to grab a paper towel to wipe off my combing tool, and we can move on to the next color. Let's do cocoa brown. This is going to be for the handle. Let's do pumpkin orange. This is going to be for the carrot nose. And then we're going to do black onyx. This is for the hat. Now this is different than the black leading. This is the glass paint. Now we're doing the shimmery white for the snowman body. Now for the sky of our snowman, I'm going to use the crystal clear, but I'm going to create a little bit of texture with the tip. So I'm just going to squeeze out a little bit and then just do like little circles. And I'm going to do that throughout the entire sky. Now we're going to move on to this outer edge. And I'm going to do the smaller stripes red. And then for these last sections, we're going to do white. Everything is filled in, so now we're going to just let this sit and dry. My window hanger is completely dry, and I changed the color of my table here so you could see the whites better. But there is the back. It's already so cute. And there is the front of our cute little snowman sun catcher. I absolutely love how he turned out. So stinking cute. So now we have our chain to put back on. And just clip it back into those holes. And our sun catcher is ready to hang. If you want more fun craft tutorials, make sure to check out my home base, thecraftybloggstalker.com. Thanks everyone. Bye and happy crafting.